Hey everybody, welcome to Snow Talk. This is Wave 3 News meteorologist Brian Good. Lots to discuss today. Much different mood, I'm sure, for snow lovers compared to what we were looking at yesterday. But hey, that's how these things go around here. Alright, before we get into all that, let me cover the stats. Nothing really has changed other than the normal to date has gone up slightly, as usually the case. Now 6.2 is where we should be, so still below normal. Yeah, maybe I jinxed it by going 4 Twix bars for this one. Back down to 1, and that may be generous. And then the 4th and the 5th, I'm giving it a half, and I'll briefly touch on why that one could be one to track. For today, we are watching mainly just cloud cover breaking up around the area. The northerly flows keep us chilly, so the sun's helping out every now and then to get us maybe a degree or two warmer, but overall we're going to hold steady here in the 30s, and then we'll fall once the clouds break up later on this evening as the system falls apart. The system of interest still in 2 pieces, one in Canada and now all the way into the southwest corner of the country, and the one in Canada is already onshore too. So both are onshore as expected. The models have now sampled the balloon data that's coming in. So what has happened? Well, let me explain. The issue has always been with the northern feature and the southern feature. Which one is going to be, I guess, the more dominant role out of this? And for a while, the debate has always been that this is going to be a strong push, not a lot of moisture, but it would push the southern stream far enough south to allow phasing the two to combine to happen right over I-65 or to our east. Great setup for a snow system for Kentuckiana, at least. But what is happening is the data has caught on now to the correct speed of both the northern feature and the moisture content, and the same thing for the southern feature. So what has now happened is that you will see that the cold air push digs further to the west into western Kansas. Therefore, you get cyclogenesis to develop, low pressure, the phasing. Phasing starts in Missouri, way to our west. And when you get that phasing process already starting to our west, it is pretty much a sure bet the track is going to be a situation where anything that's going to be frozen is going to be to the north of our area. It's kind of a classic setup that we see over and over again. You phase to the west, you're going to go that way. If you phase over us or to our east, it could give us either, like we saw that Friday night, a glancing blow across Kentucky, or if it can be far enough to the south, if it phases west, that it has a long way to go to trend north, to where if it were to trend north, it'd still at least put us in the zone for a chance. So unfortunately, this one is so far, not too far to the south, when it phases, that the wiggle room to go south now is over with. It just doesn't have that ability. And all the models are key on the idea. It's going to phase quicker than expected, and therefore you're going to get a more warmer solution. So what can go wrong? What can we do to get the snow to move back into here? Well, you got to change the complete dynamics of how the system's going to interact for that to happen. And the chances of that happening, very slim. So we're fairly confident now with all the real-time data coming in of the dynamics that a phase system is going to develop to our west. The only thing that could change for us would be the initial wave that comes at us Saturday night. If it's wrong on thermals, we may have some freezing drizzle or some sleet or some light snow. Not a big deal, mainly for Indiana. That part we'll have to adjust. Not only the models have that nailed down yet. And the backlash as the system pulls away. There's always a difference in how quickly the dry air moves in versus the cold air, and how much of a backlash snow will we pick up. And right now it's looking to be less than an inch, if anything, were to fall. But it is a pretty big crash on the backside and windy. But at this point, north is the way it is trending. So, you know, it's not a situation where, you know, hopefully you guys think we hyped it up. We certainly do not feel we were hyping this one up. We were informing you that something is coming. The potential it has, but I wanted to make sure that, especially on these blogs, that we're very clear how this works. That you can't get too excited. I was showing the rain-snow line last night on the news, showing how it can shift dramatically one way or the other once we get the data ingested. And we got the data ingested, and here's where we are. And a lot of you have been asking, you know, why is it always the case? Well, it's because most storms do phase west of Kentucky, so most of them do go north. That is why the rain-snow line is typically in our area. Every once in a while, you got to have a highly amplified pattern to get the low either to develop way to the south or you get a situation where one can develop to our south and move to the northeast. An app runner is what we call it, the Appalachians. And those are not common, so we don't get big snows very often because of that scenario. So our most common scenario is the one we're facing here for Sunday, one that really we haven't seen in a while, to be honest with you. A system moving through that's going to impact Illinois and Chicago and Indianapolis the way it is. I mean, I used to remember these kind of systems all the time, so it's been a while to see this. So they're excited, but I know the snow lovers here, you guys are bummed. But I'm going to say this, and it's going to frustrate you guys. Winter is not done yet. The pattern is still very active all the way down the road that I can see. So it does. I mean, this storm is going to produce up to 10 inches in spots. And so we could easily get a big storm similar to that at some point this season, and all of a sudden we're either at or above average in snowfall. So be patient. I know you hate hearing that. Just be patient, guys, all right? Don't get too worked up on this. Don't get too mad. And keep in mind, models like this are just tools. They're not the end-all. So we have to take this slowly. Even though it looks to be mostly rain, still got to watch it carefully for our northern counties, especially for some slight adjustments that could still happen. But I don't expect a dramatic adjustment. All right, here is the RPM model in-house. Warms us up to the 40s tomorrow. Here's that warning shot I talked about. Some of this will be evaporated because of the wet bulbing process, but some of that will reach the ground. What form it's in, I don't know yet, so we got to nail this down for Saturday night. But it looks to be mainly Southern Indiana, most at risk for that warning shot. Then we get a break, and then the main wave moves in Sunday morning. The RPM is indicating the rain-snow line, just barely touching on northern counties. Cold rain for the rest of us, and at times coming down pretty good. Sunday afternoon, yep, temperatures in the 40s, chilly rain, and then we get the backlash. Again, it's drying us out quickly, so we can get very light snow showers move in, but we drop fast. But we got to watch that for maybe some flash freezing that could take place, although I think the winds will help dry out the roads for the Monday morning commute. But if we get snow showers that are a little more robust, I still think there's a chance we could have some problems here with slick roads Monday. Is it going to be a widespread major issue? No. But there is still a chance that can happen, so just a heads up. Here's the NAM model, the warmest of all of them right now. There's the warning shot for Saturday night, early Sunday. Main rain moves in Sunday. It pushes the rain-snow line further to the north, and then the backlash snow, it still has it in there, but we're above freezing, so a lot of that is wasted until we get really cold, and by that point, we'll begin to dry out. Classic setup, and then cold weather for Monday. The NAM sounding, this is look at the ground, and here's the sky above. Look at the arrows here. This is a strong southwest flow aloft, so there's no doubt this is a warm look to that phase system as it passes through. The only hope for snow lovers is the Schreff model, which 2 members of its multi-member process are still trying to give us several inches of snow. It's you know, most of them are down here, which is less than an inch, but a couple of them are trying to keep the hope alive. The only thing I'm going to say to that is there was the same thing we saw in that Friday night system. There was one that gave Louisville like 5 inches, and 5 inches didn't fall from us. So for what it's worth, I'm not trying to imply anything, just trying to give credit to that one model that stuck out. Here's the GFS. Rain snow line across the northern counties, decent snow in Indianapolis to Ohio, surface low right over Louisville, and it's phased. I mean, yesterday it was only going to deepen less than 10, 12 millibars, and eventually 10, 10 east of 65. It's already down to like 1,006 over Louisville, so that's the reason why. More phase system, got problems. This is the Euro just came in. It already has the low pressure developing. Didn't even have a low pressure yesterday at this stage. It didn't develop it until it got to the east. So you see what happens? You get a warm flow then, and you get that dip into Kansas, pushing. You can push down on one side, the other side has to go up. Seesaw. So the northern flow, or the southern flow, kicks in then because of that seesaw effect. And that's where the problems lie in. But still looking at some cold weather shots coming in later next week. And there is a system in the southeast that develops in Georgia on the 5th. We'll watch that. Right now it's too far south. But if it trends north, which seems to be the case every winter, then it would be much more of a player. We'll worry about that one later. So there's how it stands, guys. We'll watch it as it comes through for the beginning and end of it, but overall this looks to be an Indianapolis and Ohio event and not so much exciting for us here. But things can still change. We do not control the weather. All right. All we can do is watch it and inform you, so stay tuned.